What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at this 2023 Mazda 3 hatchback. This one's the 2.5 Turbo Premium Plus, finished off in the very nice soul red crystal metallic. MSRP is about $38,000. So let's go ahead and take a full look now what this car has to offer. Underneath the hood, like you already might know, it has a turbocharged engine. So this is going to be the 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder turbo. It's pumping out 250 horsepower with 320 pound-feet of torque. Paired to the 6-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive, curb weight, you're looking at around 3,400 pounds, and 0 to 60 time is around 5.6 seconds. Now we have a really cool set of LED headlights as well. If we take a look at the key fob, you see how everything lights up. Pretty neat looking for sure. And I like how in the center of the grille, you just have this black that comes towards underneath the headlights. It's a very angry looking face leading towards that central Mazda badge, and you have a massive grille, just super aggressive, forward facing camera, gloss black mesh, all your parking sensors, and a huge front splitter. It really does look kind of like a new version of the old Mazda Speed 3. So it's a pretty sporty looking compact hot hatch. Got really nice designs all throughout. And then the hood kind of cascades over with two sharp lines, one on each side of that hood, leading towards the windshield, just to give it a pretty sporty design. Now at the side, I like how that front splitter actually cuts its way around the bumper. Got 18-inch wheels, finishing in a pretty nice dark color. Sharp body line as well, and then very sleek body lines throughout the side profile. No real sharp creases or anything within the bodywork. Just like how clean everything looks. Down below, the side skirt protrudes outward too, so it kind of gives it more of that aggressive design. We have body colored door handles, black on the mirror caps with LED turn signals, and then some nice polished trim surrounding these windows. There's some gloss black trim, sunroof up on top, shark fin antenna, and then I like how the hatchback just slopes down towards the rear end with an integrated spoiler up on top. So pretty cool looking car for sure. I think it really does stand out. It's nice and proportional, pretty good size compact. And then in back, we got some LED taillights, a little bit of a three-dimensional look. Rear wiper is kind of just stuck on here. Could have been cool if it was integrated up there. However, overall, the back end comes together. It's pretty clean. You're also going to see the dual exhaust, that massive rear diffuser, and then the Mazda badge right in the center with all of your badging throughout. So a pretty neat looking car, especially in this color combination. And then underneath the Mazda badge, we can just press the button. That'll open up the hatch itself, where it reveals how much cargo space you're going to get. It is a smaller car. You can tell this isn't the biggest. However, it's nice and squared off, so it seems pretty roomy back here with those seats up. Now you can easily remove the privacy cover. Just pop these off, kind of yank this up a little bit, and you can get a better idea of all that storage. Now from back here, you can also even grab these little buttons and push these forwards to get the seats nice and flat. So you can see just how much more storage space you're going to get with them folded down nice and flat. And then going through the rear door, you can get a better idea of all the cargo space in a Mazda 3. Kind of a mini crossover, I guess, if you will. So pretty nice the way everything's set up. And then back here, of course, you're gonna see 3 seats. You got an armrest and cup holders, this black leather material. You also can see some storage down there. No amenities or anything like that in the back. So it would be nice to see them put at least some air vents or something. However, if we come back in here at 5'11" with the driver's seat at my height, you can see how I still have some legroom and footroom. Again, it's a smaller car, so you're not going to be too crazy comfortable. However, you're at a good recline. Windows are a little small, so it does feel a little confined in here. But overall, you know, not a bad car to throw some people in the back. Good armrests, nice material along the door panel. And then if we go ahead and hop out into the driver's seat, there is one really cool feature up here, which we'll get to in a second. But along the door panel, you got some nice leather all around it, your padding, your grab handle, all those controls, 12-speaker Bose audio system, and I like the contours throughout the door panel. Looks pretty cool. We do get a power driver's seat, and this interior actually is genuine leather. So this is a real leather interior. Got the nice black material with the perforations in the center. Pretty sporty and very comfortable as well in here. Now, something you're going to be able to see from this angle particularly are these little vents right here. There's going to be one on each side of the steering column. That is going to blow nice cool air towards your legs. So that is a really cool design. Your inner legs are always going to stay nice and cool in the Mazda 3. Great feature to see. Now, if we go ahead and hop inside, foot on the brake, let's fire this up. Everything will roar to life. And then we have a nice black leather steering wheel with a round design, 3-spoke. You're gonna see cruise control settings on the right, lane keeping and steering assist, Bluetooth and audio on the left. You got paddle shifters as well. There is a 6-speed manual available for the Mazda 3, however, you cannot get it in this turbo engine, which would be pretty sweet. However, you gotta get the non-turbo for a manual. We have the stalk on the right side for all the windshield wiper controls, headlights on the left. And then the gauge cluster, pretty simple. It actually is an LCD screen, however, nothing really too configurable, but we have your typical gauges as you would expect. Sport mode, you can toggle on and off. You'll see that pop up right there. And then on the left, you're gonna see a camera view icon, traction control, and memory seating. Got a heads-up display system, some nice contours throughout the dash once again. And I like how these vents are all integrated together with a silver trim piece going towards those climate controls. Now, the infotainment screen is only operationable by this center piece. You have all your shortcuts, rotary dial. So it is a little inconvenient just to have to do everything with the rotary dial, a little bit cumbersome to change your stations, things like that. So could be better for sure. It's kind of easy to get used to once you kind of obviously get used to it. But you know, you have your basic settings, things like that. So not too bad. However, I wouldn't mind it being touchscreen, be a little bit closer to reach, or just give you a little bit easier access to it. Now, with that said, if I go into reverse, you can see that backup camera, top-down view. Going back into park, if I do press that view icon, you can see that front view camera as well. And then once again, we got to use a rotary dial. We can go to the different views. So nice to have all the tech, however, wouldn't mind it being a little bit easier to go ahead and use that. And then turning that off, underneath the screen, you do get all your physical climate controls pretty simply laid out. Of course, have your fan speed, dual zone temperature, you can easily toggle, heated seats, heated steering wheel, and all the other controls. Engine start stop, of course, hazards, and there's wireless phone charging down below with your cup holders. You have all of your shift selections for the gear, you have your volume on off on the right, you got your brake hold and electronic parking brake, then more of this leather material. Now you can slide this forwards and back, and then of course open it up to reveal even more storage space. You got 2 plugs in here as well, which is a pretty cool design. And then over here, we have a nice sized glove box. Now, one last look at the interior. It actually is a pretty nice place to be. You can get different color for the interior as well. Well, this one's actually pretty nice, feels pretty premium. You got a nice black headliner with a manual sunshade, of course power operational roof. Got a small sunglass holder, dome light controls along with that roof control, frameless mirror, and garage door buttons underneath. All right, setting off. So being the turbo, of course, you have a decent amount of power. This is actually a pretty peppy hot hatch to drive. So for being, you know, pretty good gas mileage, not crazy expensive, it's a nice power plant to where you actually kind of play with it. Now, it's no sports car, it's no GR Corolla or anything like that. However, it has enough usable horsepower and torque to just get up to speed. You're not gonna have any worries about getting up to speed on the highway or things like that. This is also a really comfortable car to be in. Of course, given it has the real leather seating, it does make it feel like a premium car, honestly. I'm pretty impressed. While the technology is not, you know, the most modern, the most fancy stuff in the world, it has the tech, you know, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, of course, built-in navigation. So it has the tech. The climates are very simple, like a car 10 years ago. However, it's functional, it gets the job done. The build quality feels really nice. It's very smooth. The suspension is nice and forgiving. It's a comfortable seating position, great view out. You know, the windshield's pretty large. Mirrors all do a great job. It's a little bit tight over your right shoulder. You know, that C-pillar way back there is a little tight looking. However, you know, decent to maneuver the car and things like that. But the seats are really comfortable. Armrests are in a great place. And as you can tell, it's pretty quiet in here. It feels like a very nicely built, nicely put together car. So for not being the most tech savvy thing, you know, pretty simple gauge cluster as well. Most modern cars are now just having this huge screen, things like that. While this doesn't have that, it has a lot of power and it has a pretty good solid build quality to where it feels like a nice place to be. The sport mode sharpens up throttle response a little bit. But it carries the weight well. The 6-speed transmission, gear ratios are pretty good when you're in automatic mode. It doesn't really let it redline if you're not shifting yourself. Again, it's not a sports car, but when you need to, I mean, it'll just carry the torque really well. So I like the overall blend. I'm actually pretty impressed and a little surprised with how nice it is to actually be in this car. Not everyone wants the most fancy tech, so I think Mazda's a good way to go for if you don't want the fanciest tech, you just want a simple, easy to use car, but you also want something that feels refined, feels like it's put together. And this is a comfortable car. At 5'11" too, I'm nice and comfortable in the seats. My legs don't feel like they're stretching too far or like I'm sitting on the floor. So honestly, I think I could sit here for many, many hours on a long road trip and I wouldn't have an issue. Another thing is those air vents down here are so cool. These air vents right here blow cool air into your inner legs, which is fantastic on a 92-degree day today. It is so hot outside and I'm sweating, and that is going to prevent that. So that is a really good touch. Wouldn't mind, since they like cooling in this car, why not put some vents back here? That would be a nice touch. But overall, the interior ride quality, the technology, it works really well. The lane keeping, steering intervention, cruise control also works just like any high-end car. So I'm actually thoroughly impressed with this car. You seem to get a lot of the good usable tech in it without any of the fancy extra bells and whistles that many people don't even care about. Good quality car, it feels solid in here, and I like that power plant too.